Do you think your password is safe? Because if it looks anything like this on the screen, it might already be compromised. Let's say a company gets hacked, not your account directly, but their databases. Username, email, passwords, all leaked. And most people think hackers break into accounts one by one. But that's not how it works. They download everything and attack it offline, because that is quite easy to do with absolute power and tools which they cannot do in the live attack. So these passwords are stored as hashes, which are supposed to protect them. For people who don't know about hashes, so let me tell you that hash is like converting your random size text or data into some fixed size unique string of characters with the help of mathematical formula, and it is irreversible. It means once you have created a hash, you cannot change it back into the actual text, as that would might take more than 100 years to do so. So it is that safe. But then how they get cracked, and how are they even useful to attackers if those cannot be reversed? I'll show you soon how these get cracked and used. So most of the time weak passwords get caught first. What is weak password? So it is something that is very easy to be guessed and cracked by automated tools. Now I'm going to show you a real demo. How passwords are stored, how leaks actually look like, and how tools like John the Ripper can recover them. So let's start simple. Right now I have a small list of users and their passwords in plain text. So you can see here are the users on the left side. On the right side we have password in plain text. Now obviously no real system stores passwords like this anymore, because if a database gets leaked, it's game over instantly. Attackers don't have to do anything. They have to just use those passwords in different accounts. So what actually happens in real systems? When you create a password, it doesn't get stored directly. Instead, it goes through something called hashing. So I have a script to generate this user and their password in a hash form. So let me use that. I'll give the password.txt and it will, okay, we have to give the output file also. So yeah, and if we see the hashes.txt, now this right here, it is called hash. And database that actually leak usually look like this: username and their particular password in a hash format. You can notice something. There is no actual password stored here, just those random looking strings here. And this is where most people stop thinking, because if it is hashed, it is safe. Because I only said, like, to convert hash back into that plain text will take almost or more than 100 years. So if attackers cannot use it, they cannot reverse it, so it is not useful for them and they cannot do anything. But here's the catch: hashing is not encryption, it's one-way transformation, but that doesn't mean it's unbreakable. And this is where tools like John the Ripper comes in. Now, very important, this tool does not magically reverse the hash. It does not decrypt anything. It simply guesses the password at insane speed. And you should actually focus on these two words: guess and speed. And here guessing is not random, but a very smart guessing based on human behavior. So let me explain this in the simplest way possible. Imagine I have a lock and I don't know the key. What John the Ripper does is, it starts trying keys, different keys, one by one it has. So John has something called word list. So let me show you the word list also. So here I took a demo word list, you can say, and it consists of very simple weak passwords and very common passwords that people use. You can see You must have used some of these passwords, and you will not believe. I work in a security company, and the first day I joined, what was the password of my laptop? It was welcome at the rate 123. Can you believe that? For a security company to put a password like this? But it happens. People do that very often. So John uses the same thing. And in the word list, what attackers use, they have some of the leaked password also. And what they do, they take one password. Let's say they take this password only. They create a hash of it. Then they compare it with the leaked database. If it is matches, then fine, they got the password. And if it does not matches, they transform this password. They modify it like password 123 or some common pattern password at the rate 123 or password at the rate 321. So like this. And they create hash of those passwords, those modified passwords, and they try to compare it with the leaked database. If something found out, then they crack the password. Otherwise, they will check other passwords. Now you might think that is very slow. This is a brute force, like checking one by one, modifying everything. But here's the scary part. It can try millions of guesses per second. So let's actually run this. So I'm going to use John, and then I'm going to give it a word list that we have, word list.txt. And then I'm going to give it a hashes.txt in which we have leaked database, username and corresponding hash password. When I click enter, you can see there are 4 passwords which it is able to crack. And this is with the demo script I'm using. And if I use this configuration from John to show the password which get cracked from our hashes.txt, then it will show you there are 4 passwords that get cracked and 6 left. So if we print, let's print the password.txt. So these 4 passwords get cracked and other passwords are safe right now. So why these are safe? So they must be using some kind of pattern. So this is what a strong password looks like. Like different, there is no pattern. You cannot recognize any patterns from this. This also, this one also. So these kind of passwords are safe right now. And within seconds, you can see we are able to crack those passwords, which are very easy, which are weak password, let's say. And you can notice something very important here. It doesn't hack any system. It does not break encryption also. It just guessed smarter and faster than a human ever could. And this works because most people don't create truly random passwords. They use names, birthdays, patterns like @123. And tools like John the Ripper are designed specifically to exploit that human behavior. So what you can do to prevent this? You can use some strong passwords like here, user 10, user 9, user 8. No one can recognize any patterns from these kind of passwords. And yeah, it is very difficult to memorize these kind of passwords. So you can use any password manager for this. And you won't believe password manager uses mostly 30 length characters, these random text passwords, which cannot be guessed by any tool. So in that case, you will be safe. Now imagine, you are the attacker. You just cracked thousands of passwords from some random website. What do you do next? Obviously, you are not going to stop there. You are going to use it for some kind of attack and compromise, right? And one of the most common attacks is called credential stuffing. People reuse passwords a lot. Many of us do, right? Like the password we are using for Spotify or some lame website, we use the same passwords for Gmail or maybe the bank password also. People do that every time. so that they don't have to remember too many passwords, right? So if I crack your password from one website, I try it everywhere. Let's say your password for a random shopping site is this, and if that gets leaked, an attacker will try the same password on your email, your social media, your work accounts, and eventually one of them will work. So you are not hacked because you are targeted. You are hacked because you are reusing your password. Now you might be wondering, has my data already been leaked somewhere because I am using so many websites? So there is a trusted website called Have I Been Pawned. You can enter your email and it will show you if your data has been appeared in known breaches or not. So like this. And just to be very clear, never enter your actual password into random websites. Stick to the trusted services like this one. And if your email shows up there, it means your credentials might already be out there. And that's exactly why strong passwords and protection matters. So, how do you actually protect yourself? First, strong password. This is the minimal thing you can do. Keep your passwords long, random, and unique. Second, it's very important, don't reuse your passwords, because one leak should not break your entire digital life. Then third, enable multi-factor authentication if it is possible. If you are using a website which gives you this feature, so you should definitely use this. I have made one video also about this multi-factor authentication where I have explained how it works and how it protects you. Attackers still need a second factor in the case of multi-factor authentication. So if your password gets leaked also, then also you are safe. And the final most, use passkeys if possible, because not many websites are supporting these passkeys now, but still, if it is possible to use somewhere, please do so. And hackers don't need to break in, they just wait for weak password to open the door, and then they will just try the same combination in different website login. In the next video, I'll show you how attackers can actually see your data on the network, I guess. Yeah, with the help of some tool. Until then, stay safe out there and remember, we'll keep it simple.